Oh, it's recording. Well, I'm doing another video because I just did one, but I was a little too angry in it. Now, it's a righteous anger, but, I'm going to try and maybe it's better that way because we should be angry. People should be weeping and wailing and getting angry on every street corner. And they're just compliant, complacent, complicit, and controlled. That's how souls get sold. I guess they're afraid of looking like a lunatic. Somebody's got to freaking show some emotion. Aren't we human anymore? Gee, I wonder sometimes. I wonder. Most of us really aren't, man. Okay, I got off track with the other one anyway. The other video. Okay, I'm going to keep this cut and dry, okay? Because people I've seen on the internet, they're asking, can we be tricked into taking the mark of the beast? Yes, and you will be. Okay, it's not going to be some choice where the powers that should not be say, okay, who's taking it and who's not? Whoever's taking it over here, whoever's not over here, and we're going to decapitate you. It's not going to be that easy, man. If only it would be that easy. They're going to sneakily and covertly give it to everyone, distribute it to everyone for through various means. Not just through the shot, not just through a test that touches way up into your brain where it's implanting nanotech, the nanotech that I've been given without my knowledge, only through the knowledge of the Lord have I come to know this, but without my will, against my will, and without my consent. All right, I'm just going to keep this to just tell you what my experience has been because, people are so busy hating on targeted individuals. They should be learning something from them. They should be learning something from them because this is soon going to be happening on a widespread, worldwide level. And you should know what's coming for you because it's the devil and it's really serious. And I've learned a lot being a guinea pig, a human guinea pig, a freaking lab rat set loose on society, surveyed constantly by the government for the last 29 months, okay? When I've committed no crime and done nothing wrong. When I was a wanted felon years and years and years ago, they didn't do this to me. They didn't watch me this closely. They didn't sabotage and make my life this difficult. Okay, now I got grandmothers following me around. And it's absolutely crazy. So, like they're doing a righteous, patriotic deed. They're completely brainwashed and asleep. They have no idea what's about to overtake them like a thief in the night, just like the Bible says. Man, it's the devil. It's sad to know that every institution that you thought was built on values, liberty and justice for all and freedom and of all these freedoms that we supposedly have, guess what? It's a different world. It's a different world than where they came from. And they're decaying away. Okay, here's what happened to me. I just don't go to the hospital anymore, just to let you know, because Christ is the great physician and I understand that it's completely corrupt, the whole entire medical system. I went to, just to give it one more shot, it was about a year ago, okay? I was living in Washington State and I went to a hospital in Spokane, or an emergency room, regarding the parasites that were coming out of my eyeballs, okay? Because of the nanotech and biotech that they gave me, okay? And I'll go into how they did this in another segment. I just want to say what happened at that hospital. And I can even give them proof, because what you do is you take a food grade, you should know this, if they haven't completely acclimated and grown huge in your eyeballs and taken over, in the beginning stages, you can prove you have these parasites, and everyone should do this test, okay? You take food grade diatomaceous earth and water. And the Lord showed me how to do this. The Lord is the one who guided me to do this. I would have never done this on my own. He said, take a teeny bit. Now, you don't want to put too much or it'll break the parasites apart. You just want to put a little teeny tiny, like pinch, half a pinch, just a little bit, and about a tablespoon of water or a dropper, medicine dropper full of water, okay? And then you put it in your eyeballs and you look up so that it doesn't run out, kind of pull your lids down so it goes down in there. And you look up, within 30 seconds, you will see little white worms emerging from your eyeballs if you have these, okay? And everyone will soon have them. So despite this proof, doctors won't treat me. Despite the other proof I had when I pooped them out after I alkalined my system by drinking baking soda mixed with water and apple cider vinegar. 3 days after I was given these biotech, nanotech parasites, the Lord guided me to do that too, and I actually pooped them out. I've never done it since then because they acclimate to your body, and usually they won't come out. But if you do it right in the beginning stages, they come out, okay? And there's two ways. Those are two ways that I've learned to do it, okay? I even brought the parasite that I pooped out, and it was clearly some kind of nanotech parasite, and they told me it was a piece of grapefruit. I went to the other hospital I'm talking about in Spokane and told them about the parasites in my eyeballs. They said I had delusions of parasitosis, even though I could prove and provide the parasites. They strapped me down. They threatened to strap me down, and they stole my blood from me. I did not agree for them to take my blood. Okay, they told me, and then they told me they were going to put me in the mental ward. They let me go because but they were talking about putting me in the psychiatric unit, okay, over this. And it's freaking sad because they want to dismiss and discredit everybody who knows the truth is crazy, okay? And if you do have something like that in your past, they exploit it to the fullest, okay? Maybe if you suffered from depression and tried to seek help from these people in your past, they'll just be like, see, she's been in the hospital. She's been in the hospital lots of times. Yeah, because society makes me like this sometimes. But I know now better that you can't go to any of these people for help, whether it be psychiatric or a physical issue. Don't go to them. Don't go to their doctors, okay? So here's what happened to me at the hospital in Spokane. And it was a Christian name of a hospital, like Holy something or other, with a big cross on the front. Okay, so I go in and I tell them, and the doctor was Dr. Heward. I ended up writing a whole poem about him because he smelled, you come to understand their smell. You can smell reptilians, okay? He was a reptilian, and they have a strange smell. It's the Morgellon smell because they've got parasites in them too, and it's gross. And he tried to shake my hand. I wouldn't shake his hand because I smelled him right away. They always try and cover up the smell, but you can't. Once you know what that smell is, you know, okay? So the doctor comes in, and he's real evil. He's the one who told me that it was a piece of grapefruit and tried to dismiss me and put me in the freaking was that Banner in Tucson? No, excuse me, my bad. It was Banner Health in Tucson when I lived in Arizona that told me that the parasite was a piece of grapefruit. That was after I pooped it out and brought it to him. I scooped it out the toilet, put it in water, and brought it to him, even though it was clearly something very strange. And but this time I went for the ones in my eyeballs that caused me to see lights up and down my peripheral vision, okay, that are sending and transmitting data. And I can see when the light hits my eyes a certain way, I see a little long worm with little teeny target receptors all along the length of it. That's nanobiotech. And it has taken over my field of vision while I was driving one time. I guess they were doing some kind of test, like testing 1 2 1 2, like to see if it had acclimated to my eyes. Well, it did. I was driving, and suddenly, a whole grid pattern of little itty bitty lights took over my whole entire field of vision in both of my eyeballs, just for a minute. Just a perfect, evenly spaced grid pattern of bright little dot lights. Okay, just for a second, and then it swam up. They literally swam up and disappeared. I don't know what the heck happened, but they did it to me while I was driving, which means they have no concern. If you don't know it already, they have no concern for public safety. They don't care about you. I could have gotten in an accident. They chose to do it then. Okay? So that's another story about what happened when I told the eye doctor just 2 weeks ago about this, and they threatened to call the police on me because I was honest. I mean, if you can't tell your eye doctor, who can you tell? And they had a full-on panic attack and threatened to call the police and kick me out of the appointment just because I told him about the lights in my eyes when I was trying to go get some glasses, buy some glasses. But that's another story. Here's what happened to me at this hospital in Washington State. I go about the parasites. They, of course, tell me that I'm like mental and I've got delusion of parasitosis as usual. And they won't treat me and try to threaten me to put me in the mental ward. And then they have 4 big, huge security come in with latex gloves, and they say, look, because I didn't agree to give them my blood. I said, I'm not giving you my blood. You're not even treating me. You're trying to, I want to leave. They wouldn't let me leave. They said because we're going to possibly put you in the psych ward, they were trying to take all my clothes. And I can't remember if they took my clothes or not. They've done that before because I've sought help from these people many times to come to the clear realization that they're all corrupt, okay? All over the place. So anyway, four big doozies said, well, you can either do this our way or we can, you can either do this. You can either, basically you can fight or we're going to freaking, but either way, we're going to strap you down and take your blood from you. They literally went to those lengths to acquire my blood. They wouldn't take no for an answer. They said, we're getting it either way. We can either hold you down and take it or you can just agree to it. So I just agreed. Because they're storing your DNA. They want your blood for witchcraft, rituals, all kinds of evil stuff. Who knows what they're doing it, but they're warehousing it, okay? So this is the inconvenience I got. I didn't get treated. I got slandered. I got called a crazy person. And more crazy stuff, person stuff goes down on my permanent record from a doctor, and they stole my blood. But to make it worse, this is the whole thing. When they drew my blood, okay, think they're not sneaky, okay, they took out what looked to be a brand new sterile needle. They took it out of the package, the whole deal. The nurse sticks the needle in my arm. Right here, okay? Somewhere over here, okay? Because I don't want them, it doesn't matter, okay? They went to draw my blood. They drew my blood, okay? Within a couple days, I was looking, and there was a black speck where the, see, they're going to, see, they're trying to, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted because I shouldn't have showed you, where they did it, because I think they're going to try and make me look like, they're going to try and suicide me and make me look like I relapsed on heroin, and so they see where I'm pointing, and so if you ever hear about me dying because of, heroin or suicide, know that it's a lie. I was murdered because it's bullshit. I would never do that. Never. Okay? So they're probably seeing where they could possibly shoot me up with drugs against my will and kill me. So, but that's another story. Who cares? Lord protect me. Here's what happened. They took they drew my blood out. Days later, and I've had my blood drawn hundreds and hundreds of times in my life, there was a little black speck that would not go away in the very spot where the needle entered my arm. Okay, I was like, what is going on? It was there for 3 months. Within a couple days after I got the blood draw, all along my hand right here, little dots appeared along my index finger and right here. And I'm going to show you close because I'm showing you this for posterity because I have to cut it out of my skin. Do you see this? Do you see this right here? This right here. Right there. That raised light colored spot right here. Okay. Hold on. You see it. It's right here. Okay. That thing. This raised color spot right here. Okay. This mark, gosh, now I just broke the thing, appeared after the blood draw. When that weird black suspicious speck wouldn't go away on my arm, it's nanotech. They marked me with the mark of the beast at the hospital with a blood draw. They didn't even do an injection. All they have to do is prick you and you're fucked. Excuse my language. All they have to do is stick a swab way up your nose and that stuff goes into the nanotech will be in your brain. That's not a test. That's you getting chipped. Wake up. They did this to me. That right there is a chip. There were a whole bunch of these little dots that formed along my index finger. I guess they were the backups in case this one didn't lodge properly. They had others, okay? They've since kind of gone away, but this one has stayed. And I just want you to know for the record that you can't even trust to go get a blood draw. Never go to the hospital. These people are corrupt. There was a little sign above the sink. I went to wash my hands because they left me there for hours. And it was a cat, an angry cat with just one eye. And it had huge dark letters and it said, "We are watching you." And in teeny little fine print, it said, "Please wash your hands." So you know what they're telling the doctors in a iron fist wearing a velvet glove kind of way. Be warned. I got to cut this out of my hand, Joe. I'll show you the after effects. Stay strong. Those who endure to the end will be saved.